A very good morning to one and all. Welcome to the new video of Nerdy Scientists. I'm Syed Tajib Rahman. I'm very happy that I'm back again with a new update on COVID-19. It's a very crucial update today we are going to explain, and this is about the most successful vaccine production which is actually happening in UK by the industry AstraZeneca, the pharma industry, which is the top-notch pharmaceutical company, which has actually been successful in producing a vaccine for COVID-19. So today we are going to see how this actual vaccine is actually being developed by AstraZeneca, and with the support of Oxford University, the scientists of Oxford University, they have been very much successful in producing a new kind of vaccine and a new kind of theory for COVID-19. And along with that, we're also going to see about various kind of vaccines. What are the various kind of different vaccines which are being produced, which are being manufactured in a bulk for COVID-19 by various other pharmaceutical companies, and we're going to see a tabular form of that finally. And so overall, I could say that today it's going to be about the vaccine development of COVID-19, and it will be very much interesting. I am very much sure about that. So let's start off with how this AstraZeneca started licensing the COVID-19 vaccine, which has actually been produced by their company. So, talking about the AstraZeneca license, the first news we got about the licensing of the COVID-19 antibody candidates from VU, which is actually from the university, Vanderbilt University in the US. So AstraZeneca has licensed around 6 coronavirus neutralizing antibody candidates from the Vanderbilt University in the US, with plans to advance into clinical development to prevent and treat COVID-19. So this news has actually been developed by assessing the various kind of abilities of this vaccine, and the various other kind of abilities which we're going to explain about in this news article we got on June 9th. So the company has assessed the ability of more than 1,500 monoclonal antibodies to attach to the SARS-CoV-2 virus and block it from infecting healthy cells in a laboratory setting. So you could see different kind of monoclonal antibodies were used. There were various kind of monoclonal antibodies which are being used, and in this process they have used around 1,500 monoclonal antibodies, and they have attached it to the SARS-CoV-2 virus and blocked it from infecting healthy cells in a laboratory setting. So, based on the preclinical findings, the company has entered an exclusive license agreement for 6 antibody candidates currently in VU's portfolio that targets the novel coronavirus. So 2 of these antibodies will be progressed into the clinical evaluation as a combination therapy in coming 2 months. So there are 2 of these antibodies which are being progressed. They are not yet revealed what are the names of those antibodies. So we'll get to know very soon about this kind of theory. So this is one of the news which we got it recently, and then it is about the process of clinical trials, which is very much important. So now we are in the stage of clinical trials. Various other vaccines are also going through these clinical trials. So Oxford and AstraZeneca began the advanced trials of COVID-19 vaccine, and the proposed COVID-19 vaccine is made from a weakened version of a common cold virus that's genetically changed to make it unable to grow in humans. So this genetical change of a common cold virus in COVID-19 has actually led to produce a new kind of vaccine in which it is made, which is derived from a different kind of a version of common cold virus by genetically engineering it. That's how AstraZeneca has actually made it. If you call it in the simple terms, this is how AstraZeneca has been successful by partnering with Oxford University in genetically engineering the common cold virus and producing a new kind of vaccine to the world. So, the University of Oxford and AstraZeneca have begun recruiting more than 10,000 subjects for advanced human studies of one of the world's fastest moving experimental COVID-19 vaccines. One of the smallest part of the trial will be expanding the age range of testing to children from 5 to 12 years old and adults 56 and older, according to the statement. The other larger stages will test the vaccine's effectiveness in volunteers 18 and older. So they have actually grouped them in different kind of ages. Based on that, we can actually come into a proper conclusion that how this vaccine is going to work. So companies around the world are racing to develop weapons to fight the pandemic that has actually cloistered larger populations and battled economies. So AstraZeneca received a boost in its efforts to get the immunization tested and ready for use when the US pledged an amount of around 1.2 billions towards development on Thursday. That's a very great amount of funding, which is actually very much important when you're actually facing this kind of debacle. It's difficult to grant that much amount of money to research, and most importantly the COVID-19. And believing in the AstraZeneca company, they have actually come up with a 1.2 billion amount of funding, which actually helped to fasten the speed of production or mass production of this vaccine. So adult subjects in the studies will be randomly chosen to receive 1 or 2 doses of the Oxford candidate or an already created licensed vaccine against the meningococcus for comparison. So the volunteers will be recruited across the UK and will record their reactions in a diary and attend some follow-up visits. Some will be given swabs for taking samples at home also. That's also a very much important thing. The proposed COVID-19 vaccine is made from a weakened version of a common cold virus, as we already discussed about it. So more than 1,000 people have already received it in an early stage trial that has began in April, in the month of April. So Astra actually is planning as many as 30 million doses available in Britain as early as September. Under its agreement with Astra, the US could begin receiving supplies as early as October. So finally, we could say that September, October, or November, in the worst case, will actually be receiving. The US and UK people will also will have the availability of vaccines, so that everything will come into normal by that time. So you can expect that September, October will be the month. At that point of time, we could see a common, the normalization of the world from the debacle, coming out of the debacle of this COVID-19 with help of this virus. 13 million doses already will be available by September. That's what they are planning. But the worst case, it will be October, November. So we can call that range will be a better conclusion for us, that at that point of time we may receive a good vaccine from AstraZeneca. So then talking about a very important thing, yes, mass production. As I said, 100 million doses to be produced by, as we discussed recently, they said 30 million, and now they have raised it to 100 million doses. Just see the confidence. We have just seen the news article, 30 million doses have been published. Now they are saying it's 100 million doses. So based upon the results what they are getting from various clinical phase trials, you can actually see the confidence is building up, and that's how the mass production is growing in a rapid way. US and UK are going to receive it by September, but the amount will be huge. The amount of doses, the amount of vaccines which will be available to the people will be huge. That's what they are saying. So Oxford University COVID-19 vaccine is one of the most promising vaccine candidates across the world. The vaccine is currently in its advanced stages of human trials. Advanced stages, I'm actually repeating it. The only vaccine produced by AstraZeneca, which is being raised up to the final stages of the human trials, and which has been successful in all the stages. And this British pharmaceutical company has begun mass production of this vaccine candidate in 4 places across the world. So this coronavirus infection, we could see around the world, it has caused a lot of problems, and UK being one of the most worst affected. So a British pharmaceutical company has taken up the opportunity to innovate a new kind of vaccine by deriving it from a common cold virus, and now it has been able to generate or mass produce around 100 million by September. Is a great thing, and they are in the advanced stage of clinical trial. That is very much important to know and understand. And this is actually officially partnered with Oxford, and you could see they have given a marketing code of this vaccine also, that is AZD1222 JAP, developed by the Oxford University. This is the vaccine code which has actually been given, and it is under a lot of survey, and India is also a part of this, and there are around 4 countries: UK, India, Switzerland and Norway. These 4 countries are actually helping out in producing this vaccine, and we have to be very much proud that India is a part of this vaccine development and mass production of this development, because India is the hub of pharmaceutical industries, we know that. So India is helping out to produce this kind of vaccine very soon by October, and we have to thank Oxford University for partnering with AstraZeneca so that they can actually build up this kind of amount of production and innovating this kind of drug in a very short time. So they already signed a deal about 100 million doses. We recently saw a news previously that it is 30 million. Now they are saying it's 100 million doses. So if the vaccine is successful in human trials, in the advanced stages, as they are saying, if it is successful at that point of time, then we could expect that they could produce 2 billion doses by mid 2021. So we have to hope, we have to pray that this vaccine can come up and produce a good kind of strategy for all of us, and bring us out of this havoc and debacle we are facing right now. So 2 billion doses by 2021. We have to wait till maybe June, July, because till then we can actually get a final report of the advanced clinical trials, results of that, and once we get those results, we can actually confirm that this vaccine can be very much successful in producing an effective vaccine to the COVID-19 virus. So now, as I said, in conclusion, I will be explaining about different kind of vaccine development which are actually happening. Recent times, we have seen a lot of countries which are actually being competing for this kind of vaccine development. In before series in the past, we have seen a lot of viruses, new viruses coming up at that point of time. Ebola, a lot of viruses which actually come up. But in this rate, no country has actually competed against each other to produce a vaccine, because it is a world-changing step. Once you get a vaccine to a deadly virus like COVID-19, which actually affected millions of people worldwide, it will be definitely a big boost to their country's economy. That's the reason why people are actually very much interested, and the scientists are mostly competing for developing a new vaccine. So now I'm going to show you a table which actually explains you the different kind of vaccines which are actually being developed by various industries, and they are actually under the final stages, which we don't know actually. Some of the vaccines come up into the news, but we don't know the other vaccines. Like AstraZeneca, it's being trending worldwide because it is in the news. But there are various other vaccines which are being developed by various industries, but they're not in the news. So they're not promoting it because they're working on it basically. So for the first one, mRNA-1273, which is being developed by Moderna and NIAID Industries, and the properties is it's an mRNA vaccine, and it is in the phase 2 development. This is also a very, very interesting vaccine. mRNA vaccine is not so easy to develop, and we should be very much proud that Moderna and NIAID has actually been successful in getting this kind of vaccine into the final stages, almost in the final advanced stages of clinical trials and human trials, like phase 2 as they are saying. So the next one, the BNT162, which has actually been developed by BioNTech and Pfizer, which is very, very popular industries worldwide. They have a lot of, they're actually known for the mass production of various generic drugs, and they actually were successful in producing a new vaccine. It's also an mRNA vaccine, which is in the phase 1 and 2 in between. So, and then the third one, INO4800, the InnoVio pharmaceutical industry, which is actually a very small industry, has actually been successful in producing this vaccine, but it is a DNA vaccine. We have to see how this vaccine is actually having its properties in preventing this COVID-19 virus, and what is their strategy we don't know yet. So at present we know that the property is a DNA vaccine, and it's in its first phase. So then we know that AZD1222, the AstraZeneca one, which is an adenovirus vaccine, and it is in the final stage. So it has actually been successful in getting into the final stage right now. So we all are actually very much interested in it. But there are various other vaccines, as I said, which are actually being produced by various countries, partnering with different universities and research institutes worldwide to produce a new kind of vaccine to the world, and which can actually help in bringing us out of this debacle. So another one is unnamed because it is from China. So it's Wuhan Institute of Biological Products and Sinopharm, which has actually been very much successful in producing this virus. It's an inactivated virus. It is said that it is in phase 1 or phase 2, but we don't know so far. We don't know that in what stage it has actually been updated, because this is a very oldest update which we got, that it is in the phase 1 and phase 2. China people, China government is not yet revealed any kind of updates about this vaccine, and what is the name of it, we don't know. So they're very much restrictive when it comes to the vaccine names and their updates. So we have to wait for them to come up and declare about this vaccine, these two vaccines, which is actually being produced by Wuhan Institute of Biological Products, and one is from the Beijing Institute of Biological Products. Both are inactivated viruses, as the information as we know, but we don't know so far. We didn't get much information about that because, as I said, China is very much particular about keeping secrets. So the next one, the Picovac. Sinovac pharmaceutical industry has actually been successful in developing this virus, which is actually inactivated virus plus adjuvant is actually added to this, and it is in the phase 1 and phase 2 of the vaccine development stages, and it has also been successful so far. Let's see how much it's going to develop in the coming days. And there's also one unnamed from China. There are 3 vaccines which are under development, but there is no update. This is from the Institute of Medical Biology and Chinese Academy of Medical Sciences. This is also a different vaccine, but it's an inactivated virus only. I mean, the property of this vaccine is inactivated virus, but we don't have much information about these vaccines because it is from China. So NVX CoV2373, which is from Novavax pharmaceutical industry. It is a protein subunit vaccine. We actually have very few and rare protein subunit vaccines which are very much successful in producing a complete cure in any kind of virus infection. But we have to see, because it is saying it is in phase 1 and 2. We have to see, and we have to wait for some more time to get more information about this kind of development. So you could see there are many vaccines are being developed and introduced, but no one knows about how this is actually happening, because only there are very few vaccines which are being under scanner, and we only know about 1, 2, 3, or maybe one the least possible extent. We only know about the AstraZeneca, and because it's very much popular, but there are various other vaccines which are actually under development, and they may come up very soon and very rapidly if they get that kind of funding. And we have to look forward for the developments, and the institutes and the pharmaceutical industries which are actually being involved have to promote their vaccine so that people understand, and we have to give up some information about the vaccine so that we get to know about all these kind of vaccines and how they are being developed. But just by saying the properties of the vaccine, we can't actually come up about explaining all these vaccines. We have to get more information about these vaccines so that we can get to know how the mechanism of this vaccine is. So the property may give you a certain idea about how this vaccine works, but we need to work out on how much in depth they're going and what are the differences in these vaccines, because we could see there are around 3 to 4 inactivated viruses here, but there are various other changes, because there is a difference between all these vaccines. They have been categorized in a different way. They're different from each other, though they are from the same property. So how can we find the difference between these two vaccines? Only by knowing the information about it. But we have not they're not given up the information to us so that we can actually understand these vaccines in a different way, in a deeper way. So we only know about AstraZeneca. That's what is the problem. AstraZeneca is definitely a very good vaccine. I'm not saying no to it, but I mean that you need to understand that the crucial stage in which we are living right now, we don't know at what time, in what stage the vaccine can be successful. We can't lose hope by actually hearing news that this AstraZeneca has come up, this is being successful, and it's going to treat COVID-19, because we don't know at what stage it may give you a side effect or a severe adverse effect, which may actually at the point of time we get to know that it is not going to be successful on humans. with one statement, with one adverse reaction, any vaccine in this world can be banned up in the whole world. It can be banned. So I actually am trying to explain you all that all these vaccines are important, and we need to get information. We need to try to give the information to the people about all these vaccines. It's not about only journals which are actually being publishing all this stuff. The science, the news articles which are being published in India, UK, across the world, have to release information about all these updates, all the vaccine updates. Not only with the one vaccine, you actually go forward and explain about things. You need to update the public with all these kind of vaccine updates, not only with one. So it's important for all of us to actually highlight all these vaccines, and I request the media houses all over the world that they come up with a kind of solution by trying to bring out all the information which is actually available in the net. Lancet Journal has published this article. With that, I got to know that there are various other vaccine developments actually happening across the world, and they are actually being said to be very much successful, because in the phase 1 and phase 2, almost in the final stages, almost in the advanced stages. That means that this is actually working. So we need to bring out information about all these kind of vaccines so that people get to know completely. Now you could see ivermectin is said to be a drug which is being very much helpful in treating COVID-19, and now other countries are coming up with their solutions and adding the points. How can we modify this combo, ivermectin and doxycycline, to actually prevent COVID-19? So other countries are also coming up with their own conclusions, and they're actually adding up to this process. This will only happen if the people come up and give information and produce trending information about every vaccine, each and every vaccine. So this is what I wanted to tell you, and I hope you loved today's session about the vaccine development of COVID-19. Let's meet again with a new kind of update from Nerdy Scientists, and I hope that all media houses actually would come up with the research articles about all the vaccines which we discussed today. And I thank you all for their patient listening. Be healthy, be safe, do follow the rules and regulations which are being ordered by the government. Thank you. I'll see you again. Bye.